Yeah. So you have to perform under pressure, and you did that, and that was really quite something.
Well, there is something strange, and you never make it easy for yourself as a coach. Not to say if you are the head coach, but doing your job under the pressure of 280 million spectators, because that's what it is. This pressure is not so high as the pressure you feel inside, because as a sportsman, you are very competitive and you want to show everybody that you are the best, at least the best in the game you're going to play. And this is an internal pressure that you always put yourself on or under. Yeah. This is very strange, and you cannot, or it's difficult to explain that to others, that this pressure is higher than the pressure of such a huge country with so many inhabitants. Okay, 10. Indonesian people sing the national anthem with far more passion than Dutch people.
Yes. You've noticed that. That's an easy one. No, this is really, it was an emotional time too, right? And they have actually the national anthem, but they also have Tanah, their I would say, second national anthem, where
is the song we sang,
they sang
after the game?
After the game. And that was almost like, it was a bit emotional, right? Everyone was
full emotional.
Yeah. They stayed on after the game, all 70,000 spectators, to be able to sing that song. And they sing it always after the game, regardless of the result. When they lose or when they win, they want to sing that song. It's a song about the beauty of their country. Actually, it's a song that was written in 1945 when they proclaimed their independence. So it's really about their homeland and the beauty of it. It's about how beautiful the country is, how rich the country is, that they long for it. It's their fatherland, their motherland in one. But the song is not about, we need to kick out the Dutch, we need to get rid of our colonial oppressors. No, it's really about their own country. They're so proud of it. And it's a beautiful, nostalgic song. And when they sing that all together to cheer for the team, I must say, I can imagine that for you and the team standing there in the middle circle of the field must have been a very special moment.
Oh, it was. But even a long time before that, when I signed my contract, I directly went to see the games the Indonesian national team played. And then you get the footage, which starts with the teams coming on the pitch and then playing the national anthems. And I was very impressed by the way the players who were raised in Holland and had a Dutch passport sang the national anthem. And for me, this was not only the best start, but for me, that is the best fundament on which we want to and can build our football strategy. Because if the players just come here to play football and have no special feelings about that and about their ancestors, then I think it's a mission impossible. And when this was the first thing I saw. When I saw them singing the national anthem with the right hand on the heart, then I got the feeling and the thoughts, okay, this is going to work. This is going to work very well.
Yeah. No, I fully agree. You see that when you see them sing the anthem, they you know, if you fly from like Maarten Paas does, all the way from Dallas, all the way here to Indonesia and even to Sydney last week, it's you really need more than just think, oh, it's nice to play an international game. No, you really want to contribute something to your country, right? And that is clear. I think the vision of Pa Erick Thohir, the head of the Indonesian Football Association, it makes sense, right? It's not just about who can we give Indonesian nationality on technical legal grounds. Now he's looking at, you know, who has this emotional, personal, historic connection to the motherland, as they call it, and that is giving the extra, I would say, energy you need for this kind of international games.
I fully agree. Number 11, communication cannot be direct enough.
Here I would say no. As a diplomat, of course, I'm often ridiculed by colleagues from other countries who really say, "Oh, these Dutch are a bit too direct," and I see that sometimes leads to misunderstandings, but also to I see what it does with the interlocutors, right, with the people on the other side of the table who usually don't say anything when people from the Netherlands are a bit too direct. But over the years, you learn to see a little bit what the reaction is from body language, from the way they look. I learned that mostly in Japan. Right, Japanese will never do anything like the Dutch. They are always making sure that they don't cause any irritation whatsoever for others. The Dutch don't. We tend not to really see that. No. It's not that bad, but it's really.
We need to adjust.
Maybe we do, or at least we should realize that directness is. If you don't get a reaction, that doesn't mean that people agree with you. They probably sit.
Most of the time, they don't. Number 12, we already discussed that, so we can skip that. But this religion is being practiced more lovingly and liberally in Indonesia than in Europe, and therefore in the Netherlands. We already spoke about that. So we skip to 13. Football is more important than religion in Indonesia.
Yeah, that's a difficult one.
That's a difficult one. Huh?
Yeah. I would say no, but it sometimes is the same, religion and football, right? But it's in the end, all people in the Netherlands, we're usually saying, yes, I'm religious, or no, I'm not religious. That second answer in Indonesia is not an option, right? You're not. There is no such a thing as not being religious. People cannot imagine that. So it's probably better if you have a Western upbringing, not being Islamic or something else, but for instance, atheist. But I would say with a European background, it's easier here to say that you're Catholic or Protestant. Then they will understand. If you say you're atheist, they don't really understand. But all have religion as, I would say, their basis. And on top of that comes football or other things they really, really like, and they go for that. Go for it 100%, but religion is so much the basis here, and actually in many, many countries all over the world, right? Yeah. We are the exception in the Netherlands with religion being sometimes overlooked or for many not being their basis of how they are, their attitude in life. But in Indonesia, like in many other countries, religion is the basis.
You spoke about Israel and Gaza and the Palestinians. I think it's in this podcast very important and also good to mention that I had a conversation about that with Jordi Cruijff. He lived in Israel for a few years, and he said that he lived among Israeli people and Palestinian people and fully loving and respecting each other. And he gave a few examples of this existence, and it made me more optimistic about world peace than before. So it's also nice to mention that. Talking about Cruijff, the last one, number 14. Professional football clubs must take full responsibility for fan misconduct.
Yes, I think that should be a yes, because clubs can do a lot to make sure that their followers share their values and behave. And of course, if you have sometimes for instance, in the Netherlands, misconduct, I would say this is misconduct by criminals. This is not misconduct by fans. I mean, they call themselves maybe fans, but they are not. Mm-hmm. They are crossing the lines. They are well, I won't give examples, but there's of course there are still problems in that respect in European football, and including in the Netherlands. But I would say clubs should, of course, work with the authorities to prevent those, again, criminals to enter stadiums, etc. After they've committed something. I would say from that time on, should no longer be considered to be fans or anything like that. They should be considered as well. They should take their own responsibility. So there is a limit to what clubs can do, but whenever the fans behave within the law, clubs should do a lot. Also in terms of corporate social responsibility, right? To community service, to really help. I know, for instance, Feyenoord does a great job in working in poor neighborhoods in Rotterdam to really give opportunities to young girls and boys to create a better future through football. Well, that kind of responsibility, clubs, that's a huge opportunity. And if you take as a club that opportunity as a responsibility, that really will both create a better fan base, but also create better circumstances for many people.
Also because there is a limit on what the civil service can do, like policemen.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, well, that has brought us to the end of part 1. 14 propositions, the magic number for us, and hopefully also for the Indonesian people. So in part 2, what we are going to do is I give you a few more propositions. It's not the yes and no, but the if propositions. So I gladly want to speak to you in part 2, and it's taking place now, but we broadcast it